yours. Hey,
You were the only one.
Yep. We tried. We tried our best.
Hey,
I didn't.
Guess whose camera I forgot to do? Mine.
uh-oh.
Let's get my beautiful face in here. Well, I'm hoping you guys are here to watch us play this game. And to watch my face utterly dominate the stream for a moment. There we are. Beautiful. Nicely cropped.
Just the whole stream is just
all we really
just
need.
my face. That's it. That's all you need. Hello, welcome to the forefront. We're playing D&D.
You hear our voices quietly in the background.
I know, yeah. Just like I turn off all your audio just slowly. Just dial it down.
It's just me. More of me.
It's the forefront, not foreign friends.
the secret is we're all supposed to be minds.
Well, let's try a one shot of that one day. But hey, I'm for this is a little game that we play called Out of the Abyss No Party Mode. And what that means is simply that we don't want to bore you with, our own homemade characters with their complicated backstories and anything like that. Because, honestly, the people who made Out of the Abyss did put a lot of work into those lovely, non-playable characters. And I'd like to give them an opportunity to shine. So, as you can see, every one of our fellow friends down there has a NPC that you would have started with, but they started with and broke out of the Velkynvelve drow outpost, of which they would have been sold as slaves had they not escaped, but thankfully, they did get out without anyone dying. Which, if you know anything about Out of the Abyss, usually lots of people die at this this little segment of our adventure. So,
right at the beginning, everyone dies.
Oh yeah, because these guys started out at level 1 with no equipment. They were able to escape with, I think, a dagger and some chainmail and some rope.
And a really nice walking stick.
Exactly, and a shield. And a shield
My
for... Oh yes, and your spellbook, which is very important for casting spells. But hey...
And I've got to say, it's one of the best feelings ever playing a wizard. That second that you get your spellbook back, you're like, I have the power!
He says he has the power. Ooh. So, what I'd like us to start with is, well, just how you, the audience, can perhaps enjoy this game a little more. What we'd like to offer you is a little extra content to make the channel and my own funny faces and voices appear more frequently on your weekly routine. So, we have a little thing called the new show funding. It's going to be for Mouse Guard in a West Marches flavor, if you'd like to do that. And lots of things that will be happening in that. It's just a joyous time. If you have ever read the Mouse Guard comics, or if you ever played the role-playing game, you will be astounded at what it can achieve. I'll just go ahead and tell you, we do give you another thing with your donations. You can give the player and character of your choice a very powerful something-sided dice. So if you look at that thing in the chat, you'll be able to see if I donate this much money, they get this type of dice. They get to roll that dice, and then they get to add it to their total for any roll they would like. And it also goes straight to the funding for the next show that this channel will hopefully be doing. But hey, in the meantime, we'll be playing this, and we'll be having some fun, you guys. Besides that, I think the only last thing I have to say is, do you like this overlay? Does it please you? Does it make your eyes... Whatever that sound effect is, it's happening right now, and you can have it on your stream as well if you go to Inkboard Design, which is right there in the chat. I just blopped it there because I know how to do twitch.tv chat stuff now. And if you click that, you can go hang out with him, try to get the overlay that you would like for your stream, or whatever else kind of graphic design you would like to indulge in. But we'll do a different kind of indulging and go straight into the Underdark. Our party escaped Velkynvelve, and now they have decided to pursue the Kuatoa town, or city rather. It's hard to, I have trouble distinguishing those two things. I'm gonna figure that out one day. Of Sloop Bloop Dop.
Sloop Blue Dop.
Sloop Blue Dop. And if you see, our lovely Paradox is playing Shushar the Kuatoa. And he knows the path because he sort of has this innate sense of, yes, I know where home is. No, I don't want to go there. But, I mean, we'll do what we can. It is going to be an 8-day journey through the depths of the Underdark. And I already rolled for all the random events that are going to happen.
Oh boy.
The only issue is, can you actually make it there without dying or starving? Or dying from dehydration? All of the usual stuff that is plentiful on the surface is rather scarce in the Underdark. So, every day, which is going to start right now, is going to be a roll of survival to get through that particular day, in terms of like finding food and being able to create like a comfortable enough like shelter, someplace to like hold off until everybody's rested. And then we'll also need a nature check for people to navigate the Underdark as well. So I need, now I do know that some of the NPCs can do it, but if you feel like you're more appropriate at that sort of thing, by all means, go right ahead.
Shushar knows how to survive, totally. This is gonna go well.
Zareth does not.
Okay. So there's the survival check. I'm thinking a nature check will be in order from someone.
I don't have anything.
I don't think anybody has nature as
my nature is as high as my survival, so I could, if nobody else wants to.
It's, wow, you're just shouldering the burden. I honestly don't. Whoa, monkey.
Hey, what can I say? Jim Jar.
Jim Jar.
Gosh,
guys.
He's gotten drunk in the wild a few times, I guess, maybe, and had to find his way
Well
home.
done, buddy. Well done.
Yes.
But in this instance, for the first day, it's going to be rough going because, my goodness, the Underdark was not kidding when it said it was under and also dark. So, so we have a lovely setup. What is your marching order? Because I think with Shushar leading, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I'm only with survival.
And unless anybody has specifics on where they want to be, you can go ahead and just let me know. In the meantime, I'd say, Jim Jar, you...
Dead center of the group.
But let's see. You will be able to track down some tasty, I'd say, tasty after it's cooked mushrooms. Much to your rather uncertain, how to say this? Stool, buddy, they're eating mushrooms. Now these mushrooms don't talk, but they look a lot like you. Some of them are a little bit bigger. They're like long stalks, more like pointed heads, and they don't seem to talk to you. So I guess it's not that bad that they're eating them and throwing them in a pan and cooking them. You guys are using Eldith's shield as sort of like a makeshift, you know, a little pan for you to cook it.
Yeah, no, I
I understand that you guys gotta, live or whatever.
Oh.
But
Or whatever.
Or
I'm
whatever.
Is he still
I'm
a
gonna
squirrel?
be over here.
Are you still a squirrel?
No, that was only momentarily.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad we got that ironed out.
Right.
Yeah.
And Stool, are you still with Sereth, or are you like walking on your own?
I mean, I was, riding on someone, whoever. But when they stopped to eat, I hopped off, and I'm gonna go over here, sit behind this tree. I don't want to watch you guys eat people even if they're not talking. Would you want to cut up a human that doesn't talk and eat them? Yeah, didn't think so. I'm gonna go sit over
I've
here.
actually seen my people do that before. It's a bit disturbing.
Well, now
Survival.
you know how I feel.
Oh boy. Ront the orc is rather he sort of shrugs and says, "Dwarf's alright if you assault it." And Eldith just shoots him the meanest glare she can. And says, "I haven't tried orc yet, but I'd be happy to."
Stop it, you two. No, I'm not dealing with you. Kind of like push them away like a giant orc and this dwarf.
She's just as buff as he is, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. But man, I think right now everybody is sort of like deigning to Shushar and Jimjar right now, considering Jimjar's the one that's feeding them technically because he found it. And Mr. Shushar is leading them onwards. Nothing
This looks like you, Stool.
mean. But on the first day, nothing in particular happens. It is only a day out of Velkynvelve, and thankfully there's no drow after you. They haven't caught up. Or maybe they all died in the attack from the whatever those were. Who knows? You could just stay and wait to see if they come by.
Don't wanna.
No. We're not staying to just wait to see if drow come by. That's
Definitely not.
No? Okay then.
Would like to continue on with our.
Well, how many would they send at first? You would know this.
What?
Say that again. Say that again.
Say that again.
How many do you think they're going to send after us? Sarah?
Oh.
You would know this better than any of us.
You are a drow.
I am a drow. 4. How many does Sarah think are gonna?
It really depends on who survives the attack. Because
I was gonna say it depends on who lived.
Yeah,
who can get out of there? I mean, there was really only one way out of that spot, which was the lift, and I'm pretty sure
exactly how you know that there are at least 17 drow warriors stationed at Velkynvelve. They've lost you. You guys weren't able to kill any of them as you left. So they should be still 17 strong. You think maybe some of them might have died, but it's very likely that Ilvara is a spiteful bitch. So she will likely send someone after you guys. She herself might not come because she's still in charge of Velkynvelve, so maybe she wants to take care of things there. Or she may be so riled up, she will come after you herself. You don't know.
Well, here's the question.
She might.
She might.
Yes?
How do you guys feel about taking a convoy of the guards to come after us? Do you think that we could take them? I mean, we could definitely use some of their equipment.
Darrendale nods and says, "Well, yes, I would love to hold. As horrible as the drow are, and Elvenblade, it would be most suitable for me." He says, this 6.5 foot tall, hulky quaggoth creature.
It is odd. I'm gonna mess this pronunciation up. My hometown, Menzo
Menzo, just put some accent to it. Menzo Branzinzin.
Minzelbrunzenzing.
There you go. You're practically a drow now. Lovely.
Just act
Right.
like you know what you're saying.
I totally know what I'm saying.
It's a far ways away from Velkynvelve. Let me double check for you.
But they were also supposed to have a caravan going to Velkynvelve.
They were. And it
And
never
it
arrived.
just didn't come.
It just didn't come for some reason you don't know.
But if it wasn't going this way, then it would be worth mentioning.
It was coming towards you guys. It's just it wasn't taking the Dark Lake.
Okay.
So
we probably won't run into it. So it's not really that big of a deal. But
right.
we're looking for a caravan.
So as far as we can assume, nothing happens on the first day of particular note, save for this discussion. Would you guys like to talk about anything else before we move on to the next day?
I just want everybody to know that I don't like watching you eat me.
Well,
Right.
That is all.
We're just eating your little cousins.
Same thing.
They're not developed.
Oh.
Did you know that?
helps.
Did you know that my conids actually share memories? So basically, any other of my species that I come across with, we trade all of our experiences. So that could have been me, and you wouldn't know it.
But they don't have memories after they've been eaten, though, do they?
They would have to meld first.
You
They would have to
made
survive the eating.
You have made an angry mushroom.
This mushroom angry.
Okay. Well, once we find something else to eat, I promise you we'll eat that instead. But for now, we'll just have to... God, you don't even have eyes. It can't even blindfold you.
Oh, I heard it.
It's like you're watching me even when you're not looking at me.
I don't need to look at any. I see all.
He knows in a 30-foot radius.
Is it possible for you to just like stand far enough off to the side that you won't be able to sense it?
Just because I can't technically see you do it doesn't mean I'm stupid. I mean,
Okay. We'll stop eating the mushrooms.
thank you.
No, what else are we going to eat if we don't eat?
Just go in.
Can't you like? I can
Stool.
hear you. I can hear your thoughts.
Shit, you totally can.
Get out of my head!
Oh no.
Stool, I'm sorry. However,
However,
we need to eat something or we're all going to die.
I won't.
Apologize. No, you won't. However, I will. I rather value my life. So I apologize for the insensitivity. However, I will continue to be eating to stay alive. And whether they are your distant cousins or something, it's not you.
Yes. We promise
Now,
we won't eat you.
Stool, you are young, but you do know that some mushrooms just aren't meant to grow two little stumps and start spraying rapport spores to everything it meets.
That's true. I mean, not all of them are sentient.
No,
but-
not all of them like live as complex lives as you do, but still.
Right, but that's like saying everybody who's brain dead, they're not real people. You could just cut them up and cook them. They're not real. They don't know that they're being eaten. Shame for shame.
I will never again.
He just went there. Oh my goodness.
Thank God. We got 3 follows. I hope this is the content you're looking for.
Love you guys.
Well, it's day 2. I need rolls for day 2.
Okay.
I guess I'm.
You guys want me to
either
go
way.
nature again? I did good last time.
Okay. By the way, you made over 20, so I'm gonna say if you fail today's nature check, it's going to at least give you at least half a day's ration. So go ahead and give a roll. Eldith is going to help out and give you advantage. Wow, I'm glad I said that.
Whew.
So, for today, you're going to be able to scavenge 2 days worth of food One of them is going to be gone, but you're going to have an extra day worth of mushroom stuff. You were also able to find like a small little pond where some tiny little Underdark crabs were sort of like, and you smashed them, and you got them, and now they're yours.
Yeah, see, aren't there like berries and nuts? Like, I feel like they're specifically looking for mushrooms just in spite.
Now
You know-
that's actually something weird.
No, it's all there
because-
is. Shushar, you don't care that we eat these crabs, do you?
No, of course not. Eating fish and eating crabs, I've seen other kinds do it so often that I've grown dull to it.
Hey, not too bad.
I see.
He understands.
He does, doesn't he? Now,
Like-
I would like.
Guess I'm
that-
still leading the way
You're
because I'm the only
still-
one who knows where we're going.
You are the only one who knows where you're going.
Oh,
A
nope, I
5.
don't.
Okay, so you are able to. You know the direction. It's just you're having to go through these dank, humid tunnels, and you eventually reach a large cave where there seems to be like it splits into a huge ravine, and you sort of look out over across it, and you do see the direction you're supposed to be going in is right through there, and you see this bridge. This let me actually check. It's 40 feet forward, and anyone with dark vision, if you look down, you see that this ravine goes down about 50 feet.
Okay.
So if you were to fall, it would hurt a lot. But it appears that the bridge is the most direct way to get across this ravine.
How sturdy does it look? What does this bridge look like?
The sturdy bridge. Is that a sturdy bridge? If you'd like to learn more, give me maybe like a perception or an investigation check.
Okay.
Mm.
What? Wait, did somebody else?
Looks
do it?
good to me.
Wow,
Perception
just
and
everybody
investigation.
take a look at it. Why not?
Okay. I was about to say, you guys got it.
Yep, just let the boys do it.
I'll stay in the corner.
I
Oh,
have
yes.
no gender.
It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Coffee. Now then,
I haven't really.
Junjar and Shushar. The two of you are sort of able to put your efforts together and just sort of assess the bridge here. It certainly is. It's not going to fall from the first person who steps on it, but you do know that the rope is old and the wood is rather. There's already been like a few other parties using this bridge, and you think you don't have to go single file. You could probably go 2 by 2 if you wanted, but you feel as though if the whole party went on it, it might be a little rickety. You might have to steady thyself upon traversing.
Well, what do you guys think?
I think it might be best to go 1 or 2 at a time across.
Looks
Smallest
fine to
first.
me. And then I'm gonna go start walking across because I'm like 4 ounces.
Tiny-
Are there,
Actually,
like-
that's actually true. Stool, you'll be able to get across. Like,
yeah, are
no
there like
problem.
gaps in the bridge? I feel like if there are gaps in the bridge, they'd be larger than Stool, and that worries me a bit.
There are 1 or 2
Small jumps. Eh.
Yeah, they're small jumps. I figure they won't be difficult for you, Stool, because to be honest, you as the longer the days pass, you're starting to have weird dreams. By the way, last night's dream, which is really odd because usually you would meld with others for a dream. It's the first time you've ever
Mhm.
like,
Not.
had not had a melding with someone that was a myconid. And so you sort of just melded with yourself, and your sense of being was sort of pulled into this. It's very weird. You don't really know what you were, but you sort of followed the roots of the world, as you might call it, the crust of the earth, until you were in the sky for some reason. And you weren't falling. You don't know what the sky is. It was just sort of like nothing. Nothing was there holding you up. Nothing was there holding you down. You were just flapping. Little appendages you didn't really know what were. So if you like, I'd let you druid shape past these gaps in either squirrel or bird form, or however you would like. Otherwise, you will have to...
beast shape?
Yes, your beast shapes are expanding.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I will make you roll to jump.
Ooh,
With
since
your-
we talked about
2 stubby shroom legs.
since we talked about
Right,
crabs,
right.
that means we might get crab stool eventually.
Oh, I'm so excited! Oh boy!
A pinch!
Yes! Mm.
I'm gonna get to the first gap and then be like, someone carry me.
Okay.
'Cause
Here's...
I don't want to use a beast form
I'll
for
traverse
something
down
as
there.
lame
I'll
as
kind of look at everybody and just be like,
Just letting you know.
just give me a second. Let me and Stool get across first. And then let's go with the next 2 lightest. And then when we get to the bigger guys, I look at the orc. Go one
He
at a
glares
time.
down at you.
If something happens, I'll save your life again.
God.
That brings
I
And
see.
if a mushroom could facepalm, I just did that just now.
So here is what's going to happen.
Like,
I think everybody, if you're doing smallest first, they will be able to get across without a problem, even someone carrying a stool. Sereth, you're able to get across as well, being the next biggest on that list. The only ones who need a roll is going to be Shushar,
Oh,
Ront,
Shushar.
and Darendel. Darendel, who immediately who immediately steps forward after the small ones have gone and says, "I will make it across, no problem, with my agile elf dexterity."
Oh.
not
And
an elf, but
But-
okay.
Why don't you let Shushar come first?
no, I'd rather I lead by example.
He's an elf. Elves are good at bridges.
I lead by example.
I lead by example. And with that, he takes several steps onto the excellent bridge, and suddenly it starts to sort of like lean to the side, and I'm going to have him roll a strength saving throw in order to not fall down.
Come on, Darendel.
10. A 10 is this is kind of where it was going to go. So a strength save of 10 from the looks of it is able to stabilize the bridge if you do not find yourself dexterous enough to get across. But through this, Darendil is sort of just like, he's able to like use his hulking weight to just like force the bridge to just steady itself. And he sort of like moseys his way across. He looks a little flustered, but my goodness, did he not look wonderful crossing that bridge by himself. So brave. So
The rope
brave.
kind of flips upside down, and he's upside down, kind of like crawling to the other end.
Yes! Thank you! Yes!
That elf race.
Shushar, would you like to go next?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Before I go across, I'm going to switch to my precognitive discipline
Interesting.
because I have a power that I can only use if I'm in my precognitive discipline called precognitive hunch. But
Interesting.
I'm going to use that power, which is a new thing that I haven't done yet. So
Oh,
let
boy.
me look in my little book.
Shushar takes a moment to... Oh, hold on, I've got to concentrate. I've got to get into the mood.
He's doing his nice upside down meditation again.
He needs the blood flowing. He needs the blood flowing.
Yes.
Ront just starts going like this. He's just moving. He's not staying. He's done. And oh, Ront. Immediately when he steps onto it, he starts to swivel because, my goodness, he is an orc. It is very precarious. And here is his strength saving throw in order to force 7. Ront makes it a few steps further as he tries to do what Darrenville did to force it to stay, but unfortunately it starts to tip and almost pours Ront out into the ravine. And
I'm gonna say to Jim Jar. So, what's the plan, Stan?
I feel like at this point,
is he
he's
falling,
already
or is he still holding on?
He's falling.
And
slowly but surely.
I'll grab a feather from Mr. Wiggles. He's in my pocket playing with his feathers, and I just pluck one out of his hand and be like,
I'd like to think that Mr. Wiggles has made like a nice little feather headdress at this point.
Yes! Thank you.
A turban made out of feathers.
but I'll hold the feather up and be like, this, something like that.
You're gonna have to remember that and say it like that every single time you do that spell now.
It takes effect, thankfully, just in time. Ront tips out and he goes, oh! And then he just floats down to the bottom of the ravine and he looks up and he says, would you like me to climb up or can I get a rope?
Here, I'll toss you some rope. I'll take that inch of rope and I'll toss it down to him.
Wow.
He just catches it, looks at it, shakes his head, puts it in his pocket, and starts climbing.
That wasn't nice.
He's gonna kill you in your sleep.
He is.
I will take 25.
Okay,
25
he
foot.
does not make it up. He starts sliding down, and I'm gonna say he's going to claw his way up, but it's going to give him some damage.
Why didn't you just give him the rope?
Okay,
It's only 25 foot, and he's 50 feet down. I will lower the 25 foot down there, but he's gonna have to climb up 25 feet to get to it, because it wasn't a full 50 foot of rope. It was 25 feet.
But he is able to, after like just digging his hands into the sharp, uneven surface of this ravine, is able to just climb up. His fingers are bleeding a bit. He's lost a claw or two, but he just
using the inside of his hands as traction.
Oh yeah, like owie. Shushar, you're the last one on the other side of this ravine. What do you do?
I have looked up what my precognitive hunch does. I get to add a 1d4 to all of my attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
That's pretty handy.
What I'd like you to do is cross the bridge with a dexterity roll. It's an ability check, and then you can use a 1d4 to add to that.
All right.
I think this is a good time for the...
That is amazing, but I'm going to make it even more amazing because I can.
I see. A 20 in total. Do you want to do this while you're still upside down, or?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna walk on my hands across.
Okay.
Oh God.
So, part of your training has been being able to be all-knowing, even when the world itself is upside down. I mean, something mystical like that shit. I don't know. So you
insert inspirational quote here.
I'm gonna get a few of those. Yeah.
So
and, yes.
When Ron does get back up, whenever he does, as we're waiting for Shushar, we're watching him. I would like to try to pickpocket my rope back from him.
Oh, God.
Do a sleight of hand check, please.
Oh, you're gonna die. Ron is gonna kill you.
Oh, now
you're just making all sorts of enemies everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you feel his meaty hand just smack your hand away from his pocket.
But that's my rope.
Oh no, you gave it to me. To help me get out of the ravine.
You
I
did
also
give it
stuck
to
down
him.
25 feet of rope, but yeah, I could have just tied it to the end, I guess.
25 and 4 inches.
He spits at the ground with what loogie he can amass. All of you have been pretty thirsty. Water has been like,
I'll
yeah.
also warn him when he does that. I'll warn him. You should probably try to conserve your hydrates.
God, we're all gonna kill each other.
Yes, and he removes himself from the situation before he can do that, knowing he can you can hear his tusks just grinding. And at that point, Shushar, you're able to make it all the way across with your handstand, and to everyone's delight, you flip back over, bringing your row back down.
I want
Basically the
to
Yoda of the group.
walk away from Jim Jar and go
Impressive.
over to
Impressive.
Sereth. Just be like, I'm gonna chill with you. He's hard to be near.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Excellent.
Getcha.
The lovely and wonderful bridge you have discovered has been conquered. Well done. The rest of the day passes as you walk and walk tirelessly, and you sleep and you slumber. And I would like Miss Abby.
Yes.
Miss Abby Gator. Sereth dreams.
Okay.
And in this dream, you see a skull. And in this skull are unsurmountable amounts of mushrooms, blooming and shaking their spores until it acts like a cloud of fireflies in this cavernous deep that you find yourself in. And at the foot of this giant skull, you see a figure holding their hands up as though to beckon this sight, to encourage it. And you see this figure as you draw closer is almost tower-like, slender in so many ways, but you see that the skin is flat. The limbs are sort of closed into what looks like some sort of flowing, stiff dress. And as it turns, you see a horrible visage of a face carved out of this culmination of fungus and decay, and a stench hits you that makes your knees buckle. It fills your entire body, and you feel your head ache, and then you awaken.
Probably gasping for breath.
Yes, but that headache persists throughout today. You have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws.
Gotcha.
The rest of you, save for Darendelle, who also seems to sleep rather uneasily, have... I mean, you're sleeping on rocks, so it's not the best sleep you ever had, but come on, it's you get what you can get. Today...
Derek's probably just like, we ate so many mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
Probably poison mushrooms.
They're getting you paranoid. Here's what's going to happen next. I would like the roles for today. One to find food and one to move through the Underdark. Eldith offers to look for food today instead of you, Jimjar.
Okay.
Since she seems to have an idea on where things are and such.
maybe bring back something other than mushrooms.
She rolls
Please.
her eyes and says, "I'll do what I can."
Thank
I don't
you.
know what you eat, though. Do you have a preference?
Me? I just root into the dirt. I don't need anything. I don't feed on it.
She just looks to all of you in exasperation. I don't belong here.
Just go.
Okay,
Just go.
okay, fine. Shushar, lead on.
All right, since precognition worked so well yesterday, I'm gonna do that again for this.
Hey, that sounds most lovely.
All right, so here's rival. Oh, every time I say I'm gonna use precognition, I don't need it. I'm gonna do it anyway.
That's okay. I think this works out very well. 22 in total, and now
Nope.
this is great because you start coming into a series of tunnels that lead into different kinds of directions, and it's very you do have to double back a few times, but thankfully you don't get lost trying to find your way through these series of tunnels that seem to have been carved in an almost haphazardly way. These ones it's hard to tell which tunnels are and caverns are man-made or that just happen naturally. But you're able to navigate through them regardless. Thankfully, you would have gotten lost if you fear, or any other lesser enlightened creature as yourself would have certainly been lost
yes.
to time. But your insight and your knowledge, however, does not save you from a 800-foot deep gorge with no bridge.
Ooh. How far
Wait, he
across
fell
is the
into
gorge?
that, or we just came
No,
up to it?
you come into a place that dips immediately down. There is an incline. There is an incline that does go down, but this is a gorge. It is like someone just like a giant arm just karate chopped the earth and just let it go far down as it could. 800 feet. You can, you'd say, you think if you guys were able to do this carefully and with some tools, you could make your way down this incline, as steep as it is in some parts, and then climb your way back up on the other side, perhaps.
Ooh.
We need to get to the other side of this thing?
Yes, Shushart, you do know that on the other side here, it's going to save you guys at least a couple days of travel if you go through this gorge.
How far across is it?
It is, I believe, let me double check. I will look up the book for this because I actually did not write down how far across it was, just how deep, because that seemed important. Well, the book also does not say. So, what I will say is that it appears to be, I'd say, 70 feet across. That sounds like a doozy of a difference.
Yeah.
Well, I have the catapult spell, but that's gonna hurt.
Wait.
Huh.
I've learned that I can. Well, I guess everybody's seen. I can turn into beasts and animals. What kind of large flying creatures exist in the world?
Let's see. I think as a second level druid, you kind of can't change into anything too big.
It says as with beast form, I can turn into anything with a CR of 1/4. And I know
CR 1/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly just like mundane animals like cats, birds, dogs.
Oh, there's a
limits you to.
Well, I'm looking on that the resources that Monkey gave us. A giant owl is on the list of CR 1/4.
Giant owl.
Giant owl.
I do know that it does limit you to flying creatures until like level 5 or 6, though.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it can't be flying or swimming.
That's actually true. Druid does limit you on becoming an OP. At least in the sense that I can go anywhere I want. I kind of am really upset about that for D&D 5th edition. I don't like level locking some of this cool content. So here's what I want to do. I will let you change into a giant owl if you pass a wisdom check.
Okay. Wisdom is +2.
Yeah,
so
normally in the book you can't turn into swimming creatures until level 4, and you can't turn into flying creatures until level 8. And
16.
yeah.
16.
That's lame. 16.
So for this,
My
now
wisdom mod is 2.
now what did you say? It took Paradox. You said it was first flying creatures and then swimming creatures.
No, swimming creatures at level 4 and flying creatures at level 8.
Okay, so it's a total of 16, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'd say I'd need at least 15 for you to do this. So all of you sort of look over to Stool. Stool, you're sort of like trying to like follow that dream that you had and try to like pull yourself back into that sense, but you want it to be bigger. And also, you really didn't like that long beak that thing had. It was like sticking out in front of you, and it was really annoying. You just wanted just fluff, like the kind head you have right now. And so you suddenly find yourself, and the wings fold out of his sides, and you see his little stumpy legs sort of curl up into terribly fierce looking talons.
Large talons.
You find yourself as a enormous, not giant, but I'd say you're about the same size as Sereth, maybe.
It says large beast, so it's large classification.
That's true, but I'm still limiting it just because you're low level.
Right.
I kind of look over, and I'm sure it's at the same
in the
eye distance.
Experimentation of new limbs, I want to accidentally smack Jim Jar with a wing. Accidentally.
I approve.
So, what do you want to do with this owl form that you've taken?
Avoid the wing.
That's true. Oh wait, you're attacking him?
No,
he's
experimenting. New wings, new limbs. I don't know how these things work. Smack.
Nope. You do not exactly. You just had a dream about it, and you're like, "That sounds cool. I'll do that."
Oh, careful there, buddy. Looking up at him like, wow, you got big.
Thankfully, your rapport spores are still active even in this form.
Shujar just nods and quietly says to himself, they grow up so fast.
Yeah. Now I can shuttle people across to the other side, or at least the few that.
Now it just depends on
weigh me
which
down
one,
too much.
Yeah, it just depends on which ones you want to take first.
Starting with the smallest.
Okay, I'd say the twins and Bupido are the smallest.
Bupido. Yeah, so I can, in this form, guys, I can fly people to the other side. I'm not sure about Darendelle or the Orc.
You definitely you get the feeling that you can't get Darendelle, you can't get Ront. You could probably maybe get Shushar, but he's pretty slimy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's at least a couple people.
It's true.
Over.
It's true. I'd say you'd have to make a strength check in order to carry them over.
Oh, the big guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so is this a good enough plan for you guys to get over to the other side?
You can start shuttling these guys over if you like.
Yeah. I'm down.
Yep.
Well, how are the others gonna get across?
Yeah. Cool. So I take the smallest people. Well, I might be able to get the bigger guys. I don't know. I've not had this form before, so I don't really know its limitations, but I can still try.
Right. However, I'm worried about their size and their weight. So if they can't get across, does anybody have anything that could be used as some kind of climbing tools besides the lovely 25 feet of rope?
I had 4 more inches, but somebody won't give it back.
Oh, it's he just pats his pocket.
Okay.
I'm
so
just
gonna
keeping it warm for you.
I'm gonna start getting the lightest people across the crevasse to the other side.
Okay, so you're going to get you want to do them one by one?
I mean, the twins are probably light enough that I could do them both at the same time.
Yeah, I'd say Bupido, however, is pretty.
Yeah,
he's a little bit unwieldy, and he sort of doesn't sit still. He's always just sort of like. He's always got to like do something.
Right. Well, I'm not gonna put them on my back. I'm gonna lightly grasp them with my
claws.
Claws. I'm guessing he says claws.
Yeah.
Talents.
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 There you go.
claws.
There,
There it is. Okay.
One of that on a plow balance.
And
his internet is
I'm going to say you're able to get the twins over, then Bupido. Eldith sort of prompts to go next.
Yeah.
Okay. You're able to take her as well. The shield is a little heavy, but you're able to do it. You come back for Sarah's, yes?
Yes.
Oh wait, do you want to take Jimjar first instead?
Whoever feels lightest.
probably Jimjar.
So, Jimjar.
So
Wait.
Jimjar first?
Sure.
Okay. As you start moving across the gorge, Jimjar, I want you to make a perception check.
Oakley dokley. I would also, while we're going over there.
Jimjar, if you pull any of these feathers, I'm clawing your eyes out.
No. Actually, he's going to try to be like genuine to Stool for a second. Here's my perception check.
Oh.
Too busy.
Oh boy.
Running his jaw
So here's what happens. Even though you have dark vision, this is a whole new sensation. You never thought you'd be flying in the Underdark. Oh, this is awesome. And you look down, and suddenly the vertigo just... You are out of sorts. But what's worse is that you see a shape coming up and out of the dark gorge beneath you that could easily, like if you fall in this thing, wow, you are falling forever. And what's worse, this thing is rising up out of it, and all you can make out are a round, large center with several... It's hard to say, but they look like... At first you sort of like mistake it with like hair or something, but it just looks like there's different little tendrils coming out of the center of this mass. This round mass that is rising up out of the deep. And then with
do I see any of this?
I say you're too busy flying right now.
Okay.
But you clearly see in your dark vision a colorless eye in the center of this mass staring up at you as it floats up.
And Jimjar, I'm guessing, does not see that with his perception too. So he's busy like flapping his jaw, telling Stool, and it's like, all right, I just want to say I'm sorry for eating those mushrooms back there, buddy. I know it hurts feelings and all. Don't tell the others I apologize to you. I don't want them to think I'm soft or anything, but I'm sorry. He's just going to kind of pat the back of his head.
Lovely.
Sure.
Whether or not he accepts it or not, it's up to him.
I
But
mean,
he is going to try to be like, I'm sorry, buddy.
I know that. I mean, you gotta survive somehow, and I mean, it wasn't me that was eaten, so I guess there's that. But yeah.
So at this point in time, you're about halfway across the gorge. Sarah, make a perception check. Shushar, you can do this as well.
Okay, and also as all this is going on, I'm switching to my Aura Sight discipline because I have kind of a weird plan that probably won't work.
Oh,
nat
Navigator.
20. I swear to God,
Nat
if that
20.
is a
Eyes for
beholder
days.
eye.
Eyes for days.
Boom.
All right. Guess what happens?
What happens? Something
Now,
bad.
Shushar,
I swear to God, if that's a beholder eye, I'm gonna scream.
Shushar, you're taken aback because wow, there's something floating up out of the gorge, and it's pretty big. Not only that, it is heading straight for Jimjar and Stool. And oh my god, it's big and it's there. It's like zooming in on them. And it looks like a round sphere with tentacles sort of
What did I say? What did I?
tentacles sort of like coming out of its top of its head. And you definitely do see what looks like this big giant eye in the middle of this spherical mass.
Right. Using my newly gained at level 2 telepathy range of 120 feet, I am going to warn Stool and Jimjar to go faster. Something's coming.
Sereth, you see this as well, but unlike Shushar and everyone else, because Stool, you'll be aware of this once Shushar telepathically tells you.
Right.
You realize that now you know what a beholder is. Like they're spooky, yo. But you know that this is not a beholder. Because a beholder would do one of two things. One, it would kill you the moment it saw you, or two, it would announce its presence and proclaim how powerful it is, and then it would kill you.
Alright.
It would kill you, or it would brag about it and then kill you.
You also notice that the eye is not blinking, and that it looks like it's just like almost you'd say at first it looks like flesh that's just sort of like a pattern on whatever this is, but then you realize that the tendrils, they aren't really moving, they're just sort of shaped like that. And you also notice that there's like little caps on top of them, and you realize this is some sort of mushroom, floating mushroom.
Shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Give me a nature check because you got a natural 20.
Yeah. All right. Also, I'm guessing with Stool, we still have the telepathy thing because of your whatever.
No, that's faded since I got out of 30 feet from you. So you and I can't hear each other.
Okay.
And
but Shushar's got the telepathy too now.
Shushar does have his telepathy up though. I can't reactivate my report spores until I go back to shroom form.
It's pretty obvious that Shushar's doing something. He's got like his hand to his head like this, and he's like staring intently at them.
Very cliche telepathy.
Yes.
Good. Hacker voice. I'm in.
Yes.
So because this is mainly something for Stool and Jimjar, what do you two do? Because now you notice that this thing is about 10 feet away from you. And it's rising up. It's going to intercept you.
Well, I'm going to...
Or at least it's going to try to intercept you.
I'm going to cast a spell.
Oh, yeah. Also, Sereth, you don't know what this is.
I have no idea.
But it is scary. It looks like it is attempting to mimic a beholder, or at least look like it, but you don't follow anything about it, really.
So, since at level 2, I took the illusion, what do you call it? Archetype, whatever, for wizard?
The Divine School of Illusion. Or
Divine School of Illusion,
yes. It's something, alteration, illusion.
So that means now that my minor illusion spell can do sight and sound. So I'm going to cast minor illusion to make an exact replica of me and Stool, well, the flying owl, pretty much right in the spot where we are, and I'm going to jerk that Stool left, and I'm going to make the illusion go right and caw as it goes that direction. So hopefully...
Owls say who?
No.
If you make a giant owl do the sound of a crow, then you need to learn your birds.
Jimjar doesn't know that. Jimjar's never seen it. It's actually probably going to make a sonar sound like a bat.
Oh my god.
So what is this? How far away are you putting this in that case?
I'm gonna have it like be like right in, like directly in front of us, pretty much, to where
Okay.
it looks like it's in between us, and it basically to where it doesn't notice which one of us is there. And I'm gonna have it kind of go right while we go left. So it's gonna be like here, and we're gonna be here, and it's gonna go, and we're gonna go that way.
Okay.
Hopefully.
It's
Hopefully
going
it
to float up, and it's going to sort of like whap at one of the illusions, which obviously won't hit, but it does spend this sudden turn to just turn one of its tendrils and just like that. And I realize we don't have any music. Let me fix that.
So when I see this happening and I see Jimjar's illusion, I want to speed as fast as I can to the other side and drop Jimjar gently, not like throw him down violently, but just like place him there so that I can, I don't know. I can tell that it's fungi.
Oh yeah,
Type.
it's at this point, I guess you'd be able to tell that it is some sort of fungus. But
It's some sort of shroom shaped like a beholder.
yeah, buddy. But
Okay.
from the looks of it, it realizes that it's not making contact with this illusion, and so it sort of turns to follow the rest of you guys. It turns to follow you in that case.
Okay. It's obviously being aggressive, right?
Well,
So
it's just like
it-
coming close to you guys. It doesn't move very fast, but you say there is about like 30 feet between you right now.
between us and the.
Between you guys and it.
Okay.
And then there's the people that are still on the other side.
How far away are we from the other side of the Crival?
70 feet?
Well, we were like halfway there when we
Oh,
saw
actually.
it starting.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're there yet or
Okay. You also notice that there's more down there as well.
there's
Oh,
more
shit.
of them.
Yes.
Oh shit.
How many people are left on the first side?
Sereth, Shushar, Darendel,
Ront.
Ront, and that's it.
Eldest is across. Yeah.
Yeah, Eldith got across.
Okay. That's still like half the party.
Yeah,
half the non-party.
That's about half of them, and Sereth, who you actually do like.
Yeah, right.
Do you? I hope you do.
It is one of the only ones that I can stand.
Ooh,
Oh, buddy.
thanks so
Says the
much.
small friendly mushroom. Like I want to try and I want to try and communicate with it, but I don't want to drop beast form because I can only do that twice a day.
Can you still do the spore things or no?
No, I can only do
Oh,
that when
okay.
I'm
Actually,
when
I
mushroom.
didn't do this when I was doing my random rolls, so let's. Okay. So you see the one that is currently above the gorge, heading towards the party that has gotten across. There are two more beneath, starting to make their way up. That's what you guys see right now. I would like us to roll initiative.
Ah!
Oh,
Shit!
oh,
God
crap.
damn it!
All right.
What is my initiative?
I have like 3.
I don't even freaking know. One.
Oh my god! Enough. Why is it always the nat 20s on initiative? I hate that.
18! Hell yes! I actually got a good initiative for once.
Let me roll initiative for them. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and look up what their dexterity is, because it's probably negative.
Giant eye-shaped mushroom.
I mean, they can't do much
Ew.
but float, so that's what I'm guessing. Yeah, wow. Those
What's their
things are
initiative? -3?
-5.
Oh.
1 and a 2 and a 3!
Dang.
One got a natural 20.
a 10, a -4, and a 4.
Okay, so 1, 9.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm wrong. Don't listen to me. I'm a mushroom.
So,
I didn't go to math
here.
class.
So for the rest of you, oh gosh darn, I don't have you guys on here for some reason. Oh yeah, I'll just do this. 1 and 2. Let me do this really quick. Stool, what was your initiative?
18.
18. Hey, this is better. And
Yeah.
Jim Jar, your initiative?
6.
Delicious. Seraph,
I got a nat 20 plus 3, so 23.
23. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Shushar,
It's always
13.
13. Most lovely.
Hey, at least you're getting that somewhere.
And now I shall do the NPCs. I'm just gonna do a general all NPC just to see where they fit. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 groups of NPCs. The ones that are across and the ones that are on the other side. Alright. NPC gone. And NPC not gone. There we go.
What's the opposite of gone? Not gone.
Not gone.
Come with me if you want to not die.
That's a good way to approach it, yeah.
That's a
let's
movie
see.
quote. If you can name that movie, you get a star.
1.
Come with me if you want to not die, or come with me.
Yeah.
If you live?
Come with me if you want to not die.
See, I don't know that one, but I can think of a couple of movies.
that sounds super familiar.
Lego
Sarah,
movie.
It is your turn, by the way.
All right, I'm guessing none of them are within 30 feet of me.
No, there is one that is about 40 feet in front of you, but
God.
it is heading towards the other side. The other 2 are about 30 feet below you.
Oh. I don't know if I want to, like, full outright attack it. But that's
I wanna
probably
try
going to
and-
be her.
I want to try and talk to him.
See, that's what I was thinking, but it's more than 30 feet. Damn it. I'm gonna do Elder Class just because I like Seraph doesn't know what these are. They're giant mushroom things. Sorry, Stool. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it needs to make a strength save of 14.
14, strength save, -5.
Its strength is -5.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Natural
Oh, fuck.
20 on this strange blah thing.
On a
so
blah
it
blah
takes
thing?
so it takes 7 damage, and it is 30 feet away from you.
Mm.
So you let out an Eldritch Blast,
Yes.
and it clambers into this round-shaped thing, and it immediately just explodes. And after that, it pieces of it just fall down
Oh my
into the
god,
gorge.
you incinerated it.
Yeah, it just falls down into the gorge, and you see this cloud of spores just slowly drift down like snow down into the gorge after you exploded the fuck out of it.
Seraph has a lot of like conflicting feelings about mushrooms and funguses right now. This is very confusing for her.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Stool, it is your turn. What do you do?
Okay. When I get to the other side of the crevasse,
Yeah.
dropping Jim Jar,
You drop
dropping
him.
dropping beast form,
Okay.
and I want to wait until they're in range for my report spore so that I can try and talk to them.
Gotcha.
But that's like that's a free action, right? Doing that kind of thing, or is that like a bonus action?
Yeah, but you can go ahead. It's in a big cone, or rather a big radius. So you'd be able to do it,
Right.
and I believe it will react to the whatever this is. It's clearly mushroom based.
Right. So I'm just gonna wait until they're in range for that, and then I'm gonna try and talk to them, try and communicate.
Okay, so I'd say it's about. I said it was about 40 feet in, so that means it's 30 feet away from you.
Well, the report spores range is 30 feet.
Hey, so go ahead
pretty
and
sure.
use your action to spread some report spores.
Yeah.
That means that you can communicate with this, right?
Correct.
All right, give me a wisdom
Is
saving
that
throw.
is that even a wisdom's? Oh god.
Actually, Jimjar, because you are on the same channel telepathically, give me a wisdom saving throw as well.
Okay.
Oh.
And let me go ahead and get some for the
19 for my wisdom saving throw. I still need to
Jar.
freaking
20.
set up those damn cards.
Not rolling good for Jim Jar.
15, 10, and 1. Okay, so what happens is you see Stool sort of spread report spores around him. All of you sort of are used to this, but the instant that the spores start to touch this strange mycid, you're not even sure what kind of mushroom this is, but once it makes connection, you get feedback. You get a loud, pulsing bellow, and it's not of rage, it's not of any kind of emotion, but it's just a loud scream, and it just reverberates. So it looks like everybody but Topsy and Jimjar are able to resist this. Jimjar.
So
Oh, sorry, what?
It's not like an emotional scream, it's just a shit ton of noise.
Yeah,
It's
a
not
shit
like an
ton of noise.
emotional shout, it's not like pain or anger or anything, it's just noise. Okay.
Yeah, like, this is something that it clearly has something wrong with it, and your attempt to connect with it has sort of given you this like loop of feedback that is just like, ow, this thing is wrong. It's not in tune to anything that is natural. And
oh my god! Kill
yeah.
it! Kill it! It's not friendly, kill it!
Jimjar, you have a vision, and you are stunned for this round, as well as Topsy, and you see a dark corridor, and then around the corner of this corridor, you see two Snurfneblin running down, bolting, and you see the ceiling suddenly erupts into fire, and the rocks of this corridor just break away in this blast. Several other explosions, these ones not of fire, but of different magical arrays, and you see floating behind these two Sverfneblin are a host of tentacles, all of them peaked with a angry eye. And you see one large massive eye in the center of this mass, and you see a mouth of gnashing teeth slowly coming down upon them as it fires off several rays to these two Sverfneblin. And then, just as you recognize their faces, just as you recognize Topsy and Turvy bolting out of these ruins, out of this horridly blasted out building in a giant cavern, you see Topsy and Turvy suddenly shift into were-rats, and they run, dodging this creature as it chases them, both of them with sacks around their backs. And you are stunned for this round. Shushar and Sereth.
Wait,
the two of you.
hold on a sec.
You also see this, by the way, Stool, but you are not.
Oh,
stunned.
I see this, but
Yes.
I'm freaked out about it.
You
Okay,
are not.
that was just a
stunned by
vision.
it.
That wasn't like I'm gonna look over and they're gonna be giant rats right there.
You
right?
just got a lot of feedback, and then you're introduced to this vision, and then you recovered from it. You pulled out of it, like you're like, oh, that was weird. But I'm back here now. Jimjar is
Okay.
still sort of like, he gets this hazed look across his face, and he just drops to one knee.
Okay.
You see Topsy do the same. The little ball of
hold
whatever
on,
this
hold on a
is.
second.
Yo.
My spores, that's just like a bonus action or something. I still have an action, right?
No, I was saying that's your action to cast the spores.
Okay.
The one that didn't explode, Seraph, it's now moving up to you guys, and it's sort of just hovering there. It's very slow, but it's about in 20. It's what's that word? It's in 20-foot range of you guys.
Okay.
So in about like 2 more rounds of its turns, it's gonna be on top.
Yeah. Because I still don't know that Stool can talk to it, so I'm probably gonna. So I'm probably gonna try to do the oh my gosh, the awakened mind, so I can communicate telepathically with any creature you can see within 30 feet. Don't need to share a language, but it must understand at least one language.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Ah.
Love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Uh-huh.
Love you. Hope you suffer.
I'm gonna say that this was a bonus action, right? Just because? Because it wasn't your turn, but I'm allowing it because this is how the scene sort of works. People react to what these things do. You get the same feedback. It makes your skull just rattle in your head. You feel it shake. It feels like the bone is just cracking, and you just can't take it. You drop to your knees. You see the same vision that they did, but an instant later, you see the beholder floating in this little room. The ceiling of this ruin has been blasted out. It's still smoking, and it's sort of pouring over what looks like a shelf, and it's sort of like just assessing all of its collections and sort of making things get back in order. It picks up several potions from the looks of it, and sets them up and just delicately places them there, and it looks like it's cleaning up after what looks like a horrible raid on this room. You see an alchemical set nearby. You see vials and boiling chemicals nearby, and it sighs. And then, just before your vision ends, you see a hulking behemoth of a hyena leaping through the walls, and it jumps right on top of this beholder and begins cackling, laughing, and you see it raise a flail with 3 spiked balls of iron and start whipping it, whacking it, slamming it into it time and time again. And then the beholder flies off from this vision, and you are just I would like you to make another wisdom saving throw, please.
Alrighty.
Ooh, could I get a light, please? It's getting dark. Thank you.
It's at disadvantage though.
Aww.
So
that's
17,
so
nat
sad.
20. I know.
That's so sad.
I've been rolling these nat 20s, man.
Okay, so what I think is gonna happen is 17. Will that succeed? Honestly, I don't know if it will. I don't think it does, because you saw something very unfortunate.
Traumatic.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. I'm going to say you take a point of madness.
A point of madness?
You take a point of madness.
Oh my god.
So I'd like you to just...
It's on now.
I'd like you to just put a little madness in your inventory and just add 1.
Okay.
You have a little madness in your pocket now.
I'm starting to...
That sounds fun.
I got a little bit of madness. But I'm doing fine. Well then. Mr.
So there's still 2 more of these mushroom thingy things.
Yes,
right?
Mr. Shushar, you saw Seraph do the hacker thing, where she's like, I'm in. Oh, I'm in too far! And then she collapses.
Okay.
You also saw when she did the Eldritch Blast to the earlier one, it exploded spectacularly and left a cloud of spores that just rained down like smoke everywhere.
Kill it.
Okay.
I mean, what?
What do you do?
Shushar's not a violent person. He's not going to kill it. Shushar's also not a stupid person. He's not going to communicate with them after what happened to Sarah. He's going to step back he's gonna step back as far as he can and still be able to see them.
Okay.
And then he's going to, since he switched to his Aura Sight discipline, he's going to put on his invisible Dragon Ball Z Power Scouter and use his Assess Foe psychic power.
Wow, what does this
Ooh.
do?
As a bonus action, you analyze the aura of one creature you see. You learn its current hit point total and all its immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities.
Damn.
You know what? That sounds precious.
Yes.
I think this is going to be lovely. So tell me again what you learned.
Hit point total, vulnerabilities, resistances, and immunities.
It has one
Shit.
hit. It has one hit point.
Okay.
It's a minion.
It is immune to pretty much all of the conditions, including poison damage.
All right.
What else do you learn beyond that?
Its favorite color.
Vulnerabilities and resistances.
It has no resistances and no vulnerabilities, and it has one hit point. And it is floating towards the rest of your group. Are you moving your full movement out of the way?
Yeah, as far as I can and still be able to see it, because I need to be able to see it for my
All
Aura discipline.
You're
Like,
able to
whatever it
assess
is.
that this thing is kind of like it's about to burst just by definition of its being. It is a balloon of sporish gas that is just hovering towards you guys. Do you
Okay.
say anything?
Using my 120 feet telepathy, which
Of
probably
course.
reaches everyone, I'm going to warn everyone to stay as far away from these creatures as they can. Being near these things when they explode is probably going to be unhealthy.
All right, Shushar does this. And right when he does this, Stool, this thing gets 10 feet closer to you. It is now 20 feet from reaching you. The rest of the gang, they do back off. They suddenly realize, oh, this is happening right now. Okay. And they sort of move towards you, Shushar, Darendelle, and Ront. Runt sort of looks at you like skeptically, like says, "It's you could pop it with a rock." And he picks up a rock, and he says, "This is stupid," and he just chucks the rock. I'm gonna see.
Critical fail, misses completely.
11. Let's see if that hits, because I forgot to write down this thing's AC. No, I did. Oh, no, I actually did forget. Well, this is
I
going to be
forgot.
interesting.
No, I remember. Oh, I forgot that.
Oh.
I forgot.
I remember
to
that I
remember.
forgot that to remember to forget.
I just forgot.
Oh, wow, it totally hits. So,
What's its
Darendelle,
AC? 2?
5. I'm kind of embarrassed for putting this thing in the game. It's so easy to
That's
kill.
not
I love
information
it.
you need to know.
Yeah, it's super
Yeah,
low.
but I
It's
bet
excellent.
Immunities, vulnerabilities.
So,
I feel kind of bad though.
let's see
like-
how much damage it does. I think it does 1 damage because it's a fucking rock.
Because it's a fucking
And-
rock.
And Ront just and he feels good about this for once. And it collides with the soft outer mushroom shell, and the rock actually goes into it, and you hear this. And Sereth, you are caught up in an explosion that was bigger than you anticipated, and you feel this wash of spores just, and it blows your hair back. You're stunned during this, so you're you're unable to resist what's happening right now.
At this point, I'm probably like screaming, like on the ground, clutching my head.
Yes,
I need an adult. I need an adult.
that is what's happening. Darendelle is just staring in awe of what's happening. Jimjar, you are stunned. You are starting to come out of that stun, but you can't take an action right now. This one's dead. And guess what, Sereth? It's your turn.
Am I still stunned?
No, it is your turn on the next order of the round, so you are not stunned anymore.
Oh, okay.
Sereth, you don't feel any different.
I take a deep breath. I'm obviously very shaky and just
Wait
gonna,
until
like,
a cloud of spores disperses before you go and
Like
breathe all that
besides
shit in.
besides the booming headache that you have right now, nothing seems to have changed.
gonna look around, shakily like step up, give a self-assessment, and seeing that nothing's different, I'm going to, let's see. I think I'm not even gonna.
Wait.
No, it doesn't matter because Sereth wouldn't give a shit. How far away is the next beholder? Because did she hear what Shushar was saying? Or no?
He radiated that.
No,
thought to
I want to
everybody.
kill that one.
Oh boy. So what happens is that you see it's about 50 feet away from you right now. Given 2 more turns, it's going to reach those kids. But thankfully, the rest of the party, thanks to Shushar's warning, has moved back. Jimjar isn't moving for some reason.
He's close enough to get this.
He's sort of on the ground. He was overwhelmed by something. Maybe the same thing that happened to you, and he just fell on the ground.
He's staring like this. He's like,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Monkey, but Sereth doesn't care. Sereth, she's doing another Eldritch Blast. It's far enough away from
My back.
everybody.
Okay. It needs to make a strength saving throw, right?
Yep, 14.
Of.
I wanted to kill it.
I actually want to
Sorry.
see if it gets another natural 20 because for some reason these things are lit. So close. It does make the save though, and it takes half damage.
So it's still gonna.
Sereth, as you do this, you feel your head just it's radiating heat from this like blast of ouch, my brain, this is the most uncomfortable I've been.
Yeah.
And so you just pour all that energy into your Eldritch Blast, and it collides with this this pulsing ball, and it explodes radiantly. And Jimjar, now that you are no longer stunned, I'd like you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Sorry, Monkey.
I wanted to kill it.
13.
Sorry.
All right.
No, you're not.
13. Pretty good, I'd say.
decent.
The whatever this is explodes, and its pieces just sort of drift down into the gorge. You don't even hear the nasty flop that they must make once they hit the ground.
Is it like slimy like a mushroom inside, or is it more like squishing a moth?
It's kind of like if you like peeled off that first layer of a mushroom and it's like just slick. Just
Is the
slick.
inside of a moth not slimy?
Have you ever like crushed a moth?
Okay.
No.
So
It's
what's
like-
your
but
what's
I
your
mean, they have guts.
let me see this.
Yeah, but they turn to like powder.
What's your
That's
Constitution
mainly the wings.
modifier?
Yeah, that is true. I'll give you that.
Wow, you take 15 damage.
Holy shit! Jim just dead.
Dead.
You take 15 damage.
Or at least I'm down.
Jim
Okay.
Jar's head explodes into a powdery mist.
God.
It's
Jimjar
not.
turns into a
So
mushroom.
at the end of a long day, you came to this gorge, you witnessed a horrible vision, and then you collapse in the face of this immense blast of hot spores that just float over you, and they sting, and you collapse. You are not dead, you are unconscious.
Yeah, but
The rest of you see this, and I need to roll. What's your Constitution modifier?
me?
Oh wait, your Constitution score. Yeah, what's your score?
10.
10? Okay, so a total of 16. In that case, I would like you guys to come out of initiative. What do you do?
All right. So I see that Jim Jar has collapsed to the ground and is currently unmoving and unresponsive.
Yes.
I would like to go over to him,
Okay.
clamber my way up, like onto his back or onto his head or something, just so that I'm in contact with him, and do Cure Wounds,
Cure wounds. Go ahead
which
and
is a 1d8
heal.
plus my spellcasting ability, which I still don't know what it is. 4. Okay. 1d8
Lovely.
plus 4. Blip. Blip. 6.
You have 6 hit points, Jimjar, and you come out of your unconscious stupor. Your eyes, they're hot, they're streaming with tears. Your nostrils feel like they're plugged, and your throat itches fiercely.
Sounds exactly like how I feel right now.
I was hoping. And
Is he an owl or is he a stool or is he a mushroom?
No, I'm back in stool form.
Okay, I hug him.
Oh, buddy.
Aww.
Oh, buddy.
Saved your life this time, so you know what? You're not all that big and fancy. I'm glad you're okay though. Really.
Oh my god, I just saw the worst thing ever.
I saw it too, but I didn't pass out.
Wait, you saw the gates and Topsy and Turvy, are they were rats? Are they okay?
They're fine.
I
mean, physically,
Topsy,
I think.
recovered from her. Oh wait, she was stunned too, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a roll for her.
Oh shit! I hope she
uh-oh.
lives because no, I should be able to. I didn't do any other spells. That was the first spell I did.
She also takes 3d6 damage.
36.
No, 3d6.
I know.
But that's still enough to take her down. So
Really?
So you notice that she's also down on the floor, not moving.
Okay.
Oh wait,
guess
hold on, wait a second. Let me check something. Are were-rats immune to poison damage?
Oh,
If she is a were-rat, who knows?
yeah.
Oh wait, no, she might actually. They might actually be were-rats now. But does that mean they only turn to rats
No, they
in
are
a full moon?
And full moon.
No, they are
Or
not
how does that
immune.
work?
Basically,
Nope.
the way that lycanthropy works in D&D is that the first time you transform is during the full moon, and then after that, it's like sort of random, but you can learn to control it eventually.
Exactly. But she's unconscious right now.
Okay.
Do you do another cure wounds? You have the moment
Yeah.
to do that.
I'm gonna hop off a gym jar, waddle over to her, hop up on her back, and do the same thing, which is just another
I'll like follow him over there and like
1D. Check your hair
Turvy,
in the nearby
not,
puddle.
not my hair. His hair, like kind of rub his head and be like, it's okay, it's gonna be okay.
Okay, so a 3 plus 4, 7.
63. Okay, 7. So she has 7 hit points. She comes up groggily, and her brother Turvy is also at her side. He's just looking from a stool to her, and she's like, "She's gonna be okay."
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, hopefully. I think.
Okay.
Not really a doctor. Magic and stuff.
Thanks. And he hugs you.
oh,
Yeah. Don't squeezing too hard. Ow. Okay, we're good. Thanks.
Shushar. Actually, Sereth, I'm going to shoot you something private.
Alrighty.
Ooh.
I get to know a secret. I never get to know secrets.
Okay, so I need to. How am I
So, yeah,
supposed to? Okay, yeah. So I'm
Discord
talking to you privately.
So, the twins, Jim Jar, and myself are on the far side of the ravine. Is
and
Sareth
Eldith.
over there too?
No, Sareth, Shushar, and the two big
Mhm.
ones are on the opposite side still.
Okay, they're on the first side. So I still gotta try and get them over there.
We should definitely rest up after we get them over here, though. Maybe get
Agreed.
away from this ravine, but
Yeah, I don't want to stay here much longer. I mean,
Oh man,
not all
guys, I have- so many-
mushrooms are happy and friendly.
I have so many psionic powers that can help with gorges. Delusion and delusion. It's gonna be fun.
I can make it look like it's not there, and I could also make it look like it's not there.
Yep.
For Shushar, Darendel, and Ront, they are aghast as Sereth stands, recovering from that stunned moment, and I guess reveling in that kill. My goodness.
Right now. She's breathing really, really hard. She's got like a glint in her eye. So how are we gonna get over this ravine? Are we gonna climb it? Or are we gonna?
Shushar, when she turns to you, you notice that some of her hair has fallen out. and you notice that
Oh.
She's gonna be bald by the end of the game.
you notice that around like this top of her head, her skin has flaked away, and you see that there are orange mushrooms
Oh.
curling out.
Well, I'm making a medicine check for that.
Sure. Okay.
Critical fail. Everything
Hey!
looks
22.
fine.
Okay. You get a gander of this. Now, I have to say, this is just from a long range. Do you come up and say, I'm going to examine you medically?
Oh yeah, Shooter comes up. He's like,
Hold still.
yes, in my
I'm going
professional
to
medical
examine
opinion, you certainly need help.
As you, I need. What did you say?
You need help. You have mushrooms on your head.
I didn't ever say that I needed help. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel mushrooms.
Yeah.
And surprising, like
They're
a little-
pretty.
yeah.
They're kind of soft, and you can like sort of like. With one. But they're sort of like long caps. Like they have like long caps rather than like the short ones, and they're not as like silly and puffy like stool, but they're
Yeah.
pretty impressive, I guess. How are you getting across now? By the way, Shushar, you do notice that they do seem to have popped out from. You know, when you first met Sereth, she had sort of some red orange like spots that might have been like acne, or
Yeah.
maybe some sort of what's that word? Lesion. But this is they're coming out of those specifically.
Alright, Shushar's going to look at her and say, I told you not to scratch at them.
It's true, he did say that.
Oh my gosh. For some reason I'm guessing like even though mushrooms are growing out of her head, she's a little bit alarmed, but Sereth is oddly like doesn't really care. I don't know why. That's my instinctive reaction, but
Right.
Just another random day in the Underdark.
there's mushrooms growing out of my head.
Let's not go to the Underdark. It's a silly place.
Okay, so on the far side of the ravine,
On the far side of the ravine, Topsy has recovered. She stands up, just breathing very hard, and she gives a very like scared look to Jimjar, and then Boopido sort of crosses his arms and like, "We're rats."
Oh yeah, so did both of you see that vision? I say to the-
She sort of like shakes her head and says, "I thought I was living it all over again." Oh no, you saw it too.
Yeah.
And Boopidoo goes, "Rare rats, very, very useful. They'll be very reliable on our way through these tunnels. Should we leave them behind?" He says to Stool.
No, I'm gonna turn back into the owl.
Sure,
and
you
try
can turn
and
back into the
pull-
owl. You want to go
turn
grab them?
Yeah. I'm gonna
All
do
right.
that.
I'd say for the sake of brevity, you'll be able to grab each of them one by one and bring them over.
Cool.
Jimjar, you feel gross. Turvy,
Yeah.
Turvy is or Topsy is also feeling pretty gross from what you can tell.
I mean,
it's pretty awful.
not that it's gonna help the condition, but I'll probably cast prestidigitation on each of us just to get rid of like the residue and crap.
Oh yeah, like you were
Clean up.
caked in the stuff.
Yeah,
Sereth too. Sereth has mushrooms out of her skull, by the way, just hanging there.
Mhm.
Sereth probably looks more like a mushroom than Stool.
What?
That
I am a mushroom. How can you look any more like a mushroom than being an actual mushroom?
saying the giant owl.
Oh,
Yeah, it says
right.
a giant owl.
Actually, no one can understand me right now since traveling over the crevasse. disconnects that thing.
Actually,
But-
your spores still are in effect for everybody, since I'm assuming you do them every time they go down. The
well, no, I have to be
Within 30 feet.
within 30 feet, but also I can't put the spores out while I'm an owl. I have to go back to mushroom form. So
I
once
see.
I get out of 30 feet, it's disconnected until I go back to it being a mushroom and
so
redo it.
Shushar, with your medicine check, you're able to discern that Sereth doesn't seem to be ill. She, in fact, despite the mushrooms that have popped out of her brain, are not harming her. She seems to be actually quite alert. You can't say the same for these other two. The deep gnomes, Jimjar and Topsy, are doubled over. They look very haggard just from waking up from being unconscious. You could do another medicine check, and I'll give you advantage on that because, my god, you're rocking it.
All right, I'm going to. Dr. Shushar is going to like set Jimjar and Topsy off to the side, like set up his little clinic, and
God.
let's do medicine check.
Boopido will give a nature check, and he fails.
When
Rude.
once I get everybody back, I'm going back into mushroom form
Okay.
and dropping beast. And I would also like to do a medicine, a closer medicine check on Sereth's.
Actually, I don't think
protrusions?
a medicine check
Is that
for
possible?
you will be appropriate. Do a nature check
Me? Oh, why?
because
I'm trained in medicine though, but not nature. It's only a
I'll
one.
give you advantage because this is a mushroom creature.
Yay!
You're the closest thing to nature that.
I know the fact that I'm not proficient in nature
I know,
as
right?
a living mushroom
I
is
got
a
a good
little
bonus for it,
awkward.
but that's just because of my intelligence score. There's no like
Yeah.
trained in it or anything. It's just
Okay,
My druid that
so-
go ahead.
Nature check with advantage.
Yes, sir.
+3 to these. Woo! 23
My God.
biatches.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Well
a six.
Mr. Stool, you
Dr. Stool.
Dr. Stool. My God.
Sounds like a really shitty rapper.
Dr. Stool.
Dr. Stool.
Yo, I'm here
Oh
to
my
tell
God.
you about these gas spores, because that's what they are.
Oh my god.
You know of... There's all kinds of mushrooms in the Underdark. These particular ones are called gas spores, because they can float. They can just... The curious thing about them is that they... some reason only develop in the bodies of creatures that you never really encountered, but you've heard and melded stories of, called beholders, which are very monstrous aberrations.
Mm-hmm.
And what you know is that, well, you don't have to worry about them because you're a mushroom and you're immune to
Right.
poison stuff. So that means that as long as you're immune to poison, nah, you're not going to have to worry about these because they only have 1 hit point. They can attack you, but again, it's poison, and not so it doesn't really worry a myconid like yourself. But you do know that this creature has one goal in mind, and that's to create more of itself, like any good mushroom should. Its
Right.
spores burrow itself into the bodies of its nests, you could call them, to
The
ferment.
host.
And then, after it's done, it creates a random amount of other gas spores that pop off the body.
All right.
This takes only about a few hours.
Right. So, do I know any kind of way to get rid of these without damaging said host?
Unfortunately, you would just have to have some means of dispelling the disease of some sort. You
okay.
know not of any type of myconid medicine that you would be specialized in because you are a tiny stool.
and this is growing out of Sereth, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Wait.
No. It's strangely enough, like it seems like you can't really ascertain whether this is actually related to that because the gas spores pop off in balls. They specifically mimic the beholder corpse that they grew off of. Whatever's
Oh,
happening with Sereth
mm.
is completely different.
No. I was trying to do a check on specifically what's coming out of Sareth's head,
Oh, oopsie
not
daisy.
the thing that we just killed.
Oopsie daisy.
I was
Well-
about to say, I was like, what?
I'm like, she's gonna die
I
in a
know,
couple
I was-
hours
I
if we
was-
don't
What?
fix this.
My first thought
It's
was,
like-
is Sereth secretly a beholder? What?
Right?
That'd be
I'm
awesome,
like,
wouldn't it?
how
That'd be
does-
awesome.
We might have to
Ah,
offer.
How does this work?
I like that.
I'm
Now,
like literally contemplating whether or not we should have to like cut it off.
you get the feeling that whatever's happening to Sereth is. I mean, sure, nobody else, no other humanoid has mushrooms growing out of their head, but as far as you understand it, she is fine. Seems natural.
Okay.
Like as far as you know, some spores must have gotten in her like head somehow, and now they're just growing. It doesn't
Right.
seem to be. In fact, you feel a strange kinship towards them,
Right.
and in that sense, you feel a strange kinship towards her.
God, I have to sneeze, but it's stuck.
Oh no, buddy. But I'd say because I accidentally told you all of that, you're able to ascertain that as well from these gas spores. Because
I
oops,
accidentally learned something, guys.
Yes. Yes. So yeah.
So yeah, we should probably like get away from here before those things start to breed.
I agree. We should leave. Sereth, I don't think your forehead's in any kind of trouble. I don't know about you, but they look kind of nice to me. I mean, good addition.
I don't
Not saying
mind
that you looked bad before,
Soft
but you know.
So what do you guys do now?
Leave the fuck away from this spot.
Okay. So we're going to go on to the next day. What I would like you guys to do is roll another survival check and then a nature check.
All right.
So I'm gonna tell what's his face that I'm gonna go get food today because last time they didn't really come back with a whole lot of much, and I did.
What do you mean? They came back with like a day and a half worth
Oh
of
Lord.
food.
I did. They didn't. They rolled
Oh.
at like a 13.
Right.
or something.
My
I
Lord,
rolled-
natural
I
20.
got-
My nature check is 6.
Now that it's
The
a new
talking
day,
living mushroom doesn't know shit about the wilderness.
Nope.
now that it's a new
That
day,
doesn't
and I
even
have
make
my-
sense.
Now that it's a new day, you can what?
Yeah, now that it's a new day and I have my psionic points back, I'm going to use my precognitive hunch again on the survival check.
17.
So,
Not
yep,
bad.
it's gonna be a trend. Every single time I say that, I'm gonna roll high anyway.
I mean, better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say like this encounter at that gorge happened just on the tail end of your day. You went ahead and slept for about like 6 hours, and then you set out again. At the end of those 6 hours, Topsy and Jimjar are poisoned. They take the poisoned condition. Jimjar, you have disadvantage on your checks. So while you are rummaging in the wilderness of the tunnels, trying to get some, you feel your chest burn, and it's hard to get a breath out. Your ears are stuffy, and you have trouble, like, moving your limbs. It feels terrible what's happening inside you. And you, as such, you're not able to actually carry most of the stuff that you find back. You drop it all as you try to make your way back to camp. Topsy is in another serious state. She is on the ground, curled up, grasping her stomach, and she's thrown up quite a lot. And now she's just dry heaving. And you see that her like nose is like crusted shut, and she can like barely get a breath in. And Turvey is just over her body, just panicking, like he doesn't know what to do.
I get back to camp. I found a lot. I have like enough for myself.
Oh yes, of course.
I dropped a lot of it. I'm not feeling too well. I sit down and I eat whatever I went out and got.
To all of you, you notice that their normally dark gray skin is in various parts reddish, and it's actually developing nasty cysts.
You two are not looking too well. If I had the proper tools, I could create a tincture that could help with that, but as it is, I have nothing to contribute.
Did you want to maybe assess them or something like that?
Yeah, I'll take a look at them again. I'll set up Shushar's amazing clinic.
16. Not bad. They are going to die in less than 4 hours.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think that we have time to gather tools for me. These ones only have a few hours to live.
At this, Turvy just looks at you and says, "No! No! Please do something!"
Yeah, like Jim Jar's like gonna like start sweating and be like, "What? No.
Assistant Dr. Shroom.
Oh my
he
god.
he like looks over at Stool. Do you have anything to contribute to this?
I don't know. Give me a nature check? Or a medicine check? I don't know, dude. Give it to me. You're muted, I think. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Hey.
I muted it so I could sniffle without everybody hearing me. Medicine check on them,
Okay.
which is a 14.
14. That's still okay.
Can I do a nature check as well?
I mean, go right ahead.
That's a 12.
12. You can ascertain, along with your, I don't know, what's your title, Dr. Shushar? Fishman. You can clearly ascertain that Jimjar and Turvy, or Topsy, I keep mixing them up, my god, they are in a heap of trouble. You feel like Jimjar might have maybe an hour or two on top of the 4 hours, but after that, your nature check does tell you that these gas spores are going to actually kind of just drift off of their bodies. That's what these cysts are. At least 1 or 2 of them, maybe even 4, will actually erupt, and chunks of them will just and drift off.
Right. Okay.
You, at this point,
So-
both of you can only ascertain that unless you had some sort of magical means of curing a disease, it's going to be rather harrowing. And at this, Turvy says, "What about the ruins?
What about the what?
The ruins where me and Turvy were. Topsy.
The ruin.
Yeah, you all saw it."
Oh my god, we are wasting time. We need to go. Let's just kill them. We need to go.
No,
Sarah!
And you see Turvy actually steps in front of Topsy, and you see his skin start to prickle.
Hold on.
No.
Hold
How far
on.
we are from Sloobloodop?
Yeah, how far
You
are
are 3 days from Slubub.
Fuck. Between the two of us, can we...
I would say with your survival check, Shushar, you have noticed that there are remnants of what looks like a settlement of some sort. You've seen like little decapitated huts. You've seen some stonework that looks as though it was placed here a long time ago but was destroyed. You get the feeling that you're even walking along some kind of a road.
Okay.
Yes,
You just simply haven't scouted far enough ahead to discover like what's nearby.
these
Um,
ruins may be close enough that we can make it there in time. If we can either find somebody who lives there who can help us, or we can get together a mortar, a pestle, a few jars, and some roots and mushrooms. I may be able to cure them on my own, but
yeah,
it's
but
not a
between
guarantee.
Shushar and me, can the two of us try and come up with some natural remedy to help?
So here's what you could do. You could do one of two things or both things. You could either attempt to gather materials in the Underdark that you know as natural remedies to sort of stop this from happening, and then you would have to do like a surgery of some sort to remove the gas spores before they literally balloon up and just rip these two deep gnomes apart from the inside.
Okay.
That will kill them if this is allowed to happen.
Right.
You could get a natural remedy to sort of like reduce the swelling, aid you in like extracting them, and then after that they may survive.
Well,
You
I'm
could also investigate whatever this settlement is. It certainly doesn't look like there's anybody around or in the structures that you've passed, but you are certain that there is a path here, and it was constructed, and you all did receive a vision of a beholder in some sort of alchemical workshop of sorts. And
Okay.
Turvey is saying, "We should check the ruins at least."
Right.
well,
However, one of these acts is going to like trying to get the supplies ready. That's going to take at least 2 hours. I'm gonna say you're cutting it short on whichever one of these you choose.
Right.
Yeah,
I think Shushar, I think if you and one of the others go to the ruins, try and find anything that can be gathered there, then I and someone else can look around for some natural means to try and make some sort of remedy. We can try and do both at the same time.
Yeah, just checking in with the GM. I have proficiency with an herbalism kit, so if I got like the right tools together, could I like make a makeshift herbalism kit?
Oh yeah.
That sounds like something
have a
that
thing?
would work. Yeah.
I have the the other end of my shank that might be able to be used as a mortar.
I do also have a herbalism kit
Boopido says,
or something.
"Well, I mean, do we honestly want to save them? Put this much effort into these people who, to be honest, may not even be useful. I mean, she's a were-rat. If she bites one of us, it could spread like a contagion."
I look at him and I say, "I've saved your life twice."
Yes, have
We
you
need-
forgotten that Jim Jar can use magic?
We need to go. Kill them. I'm killing them. I'm doing it.
No,
and she
what?
She pulls out a dagger and she starts going towards.
Shushar is going to
Poppy.
stand in between them and Sereth.
Don't get in my way. Don't get in my way.
I will not allow you to
I
harm
put my
them.
hands up like I'm about to ready to cast a spell if you take another step towards me.
All of you see Turvey suddenly, like, the honestly quite adorable deep gnome suddenly is covered in coarse black fur, and a tail sprouts out of his lower back, and his face just goes into a sinister looking rat, and he just crouches over Topsy, protective.
At seeing this, Sarah smiles like, "All right, now it's on. Bring it."
Shushar, you were saying?
I'm just standing in between Sereth and my patients.
Don't want to get in my
and
way.
I am going to switch. I need to see if any of my disciplines will actually help me here.
Oh boy.
The pacifist is gonna try and fight someone. Really?
I'm going to switch to my intellect fortress discipline.
Hey.
I want to stand in between the two of them and just.
As little as that does, because it's literally.
But
But
at seeing stool.
Sareth, we put all this trouble, all this work into trying to save as many of us as we could. And the second a couple of them get sick, your first choice is to just forget about them and go on? I
They
mean,
need to die. They need to die. They need to die, Stool. I can't.
why do they need to die?
They
Why?
need.
Here's what I want. Stool, I want you to make a persuasion check.
Persuasion is
Abby, I
Yeah.
need Seraph to make a wisdom saving throw.
At
15.
disadvantage.
Can
Yes,
I
this
give-
is at
can I-
disadvantage.
Am I assisting Stool in this persuasion? Can I give him advantage?
You know what? Yeah, something about your dopey smiling face and being like, "Don't hurt my patience."
Hey!
Yes! Yes! 20
Yeah.
fucking 1.
I got a
Dr.
natural one
Shrew,
too at
the
disadvantage.
This
so
is something
I'm
beautiful.
hella persuaded.
This is something beautiful.
Dr. Shrew.
The
You
only
and I
time I'm
have
glad-
really grown to like each other, Sarah. Really,
Yes.
that's really what it is.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So, Seraph had disadvantage, which means she rolls a natural 1. The presence of the pacifist Shushar granted Stool advantage, which in turn let him roll a natural 20. Jimjar, you're staring death in the face, not only within your own body, but now from a drow who escaped
And I'm
with
holding my hands forward like I'm about ready to cast a really powerful spell.
you. And at this, Sareth, you feel your madness stem and slowly fade. It is back down to 0.
And
And-
I speak up at that point and say, now, if you don't mind, either you're going to step away from me or you're going to come at me. One of the two. Either way, we're wasting precious time.
Sareth, you realize suddenly you're in the middle of the Underdark, a place that your kind has been able to make into a brutal home. But that brutal home is the only thing you have known. Now you are outside. You are without the social structure. You are without the rigid matriarchy. You are alone in this wild, rocky depths
Sarah,
of
let's
pure
just.
hell.
I know that. Look, either we save them and they're back and then they're healthy again and then they can help us, or they're gonna die anyway.
As she's breathing really deeply. Of course, I'm sorry. What can I do to help?
Okay, tell her what she
Let-
can do to help.
Let's you and me will go and try and find some herbs to try and make some sort of remedy, while Shushar and one of the others go into the ruins. They'll try and find anything that can help.
Okay. Herbs.
Herbs.
And
All right.
Pick you up, put you on my shoulder, and
Oh, buddy.
Off we go!
yeah.
Now, it looks as though Topsy is not well enough to actually go with you guys. Jimjar, you feel like you can force yourself to do it if you want to go with them. But Turvy and Eldith and Darendel as well is going to stay behind to sort of like guard this camp that you guys have while you guys go on ahead. Just because she can't move and they're really scared of moving.
I don't think Jimjar should go anywhere. I think he should stay put, rest,
Agreed.
at least.
No,
I mean,
little
you
bit
feel
of that might
horrible,
help.
but like,
No,
hey.
I can do this. I can do this.
Jimjar, sit your ass down. We'll
I
get you
don't.
some stuff.
I don't think it would be.
Ront, at this, Ront pulls out the little piece of rope and says, "Oh, I figured you actually had some stomach and spine for once. What, don't you want this back?" And he sort of like twirls it around like, "Come on and get it."
Just stay at camp. We'll be back soon.
So,
Resting is really the best way to help yourself right now.
To be fair, you just have the poison condition, so. But you are gonna die in less than 4 hours.
am I
Jim, Jar hearing the news of dying in 4 hours, he doesn't care how bad he feels or what. He's going to try to come help and make sure